Hi Cancer, this read is for you guys and me. I'm Cancer too. Cancer Ascendant. So let's take a look at what's going on. I am doing these videos for all the 12 signs for June because June is quite an interesting month. We've got these two eclipses happening. We've got the first one in the sign of Sagittarius on the 5th and 6th of June. And the solar eclipse, I think the first one is lunar, the second solar in the sign of Cancer. It's 0 degrees on the 22nd of June. All right, so let's see what's going to happen or how June looks for Cancer. Okay, so beginning of June, the sun is in your 12th house, as it is in the sign of Gemini, the sun, so up until the end of June, and it moves into your first house. So I suppose it's that sort of downtime before the active time when the sun, when you get your solar return. And you know, I like to do these reads for whatever planet you hold in the sign, whatever house it covers, your sun, your moon, mostly your ascendant though. So it's your solar return. And so even if you're ascendant Cancer like me, it's sort of a solar return. It's the sun is in your ascendant sign. So it's quite active. You know, it's a period of sort of, you're going to be more out in the world, I guess, more known, more seen, but or just sort of stepping out more under the sun, which is more out in the light, right? So Mercury then will also be in your sign, our sign. It goes retrograde at the 18th. So towards the end of the month, it'll be in retrograde. So again, another sort of calming, introspective, reverse retrograde energy with communication, empathic. So it's in the sign of Cancer, which is another calming, kind of quiet type energy. Plus we have Venus in retrograde in the 12th house for Cancer. Again, that's a very isolated or introspective time, possibly alone, some astrologers say, or possibly a romance coming from the past, a divine, a spiritual romance, a spiritual partner, because it's 12th house is spiritual, a divinely sort of soulmate type relationship. And then we have Mars in your 9th house, maybe feeling very confident about a new belief system, working towards it and feeling quite assertive and strong, because Mars always sort of creates a stronger energy about stuff, makes you bolder. And then we've got Jupiter RX in the 7th. So Jupiter retrograde in the 7th house. So revisiting relationships that are, I suppose, progressive in the light, possibly, you know, close personal relationships with contracts or marriages that were spiritually, that inspired, revisiting old beliefs around those relationships, possibly relationships coming back from the past because you have a shift in belief around something, maybe. So then we have Saturn in RX in the 9th house again. So this is also, don't forget, the 9th house is travel, philosophy, work. So if it's in your 9th house, so possibly teaching, projects from the past coming back, revisiting belief systems or possible careers around, 8th house. Saturn is going back in retrograde in your 8th, okay? Jupiter is in your 7th. That was Gemini. Okay, so let's go back. So Saturn is in your 8th house. Okay, so money, finances, debts, again, it could be sex, intimacy, fears, transformation. Saturn going back, transforming your fears around relationships, careers, fears around Saturn retrograde in for Cancer in the 8th house in the sign of Capricorn. Yeah, releasing deep attachments and fear attachments, and trusting yourself and career, like fears that prevented you from stepping out, facing karma, which is usually an attachment to security of some sort, not trusting in a God, like not trusting divine has your back financially. So you're going to become pushed up against a fear, and you're going to see that you actually do survive and make it. Okay, Cancer? Plus we have the 11th house, Uranus. So there's going to be financial expansion through your 11th house, and I'm experiencing it. I know a lot of other Cancer people. We all are on some level, but for us, it's pretty direct. Taurus, Uranus, 11th house. Money, 11th house. Okay? Expansion. Neptune in your 9th house. Again, reformulating, re-exploring. There's a bird right there on the wire in front of my window. Re-exploring, reevaluating. Belief systems might be a little foggy in June, like in your 9th house, but it's to sort of reevaluate beliefs, to re-experience a new. But then we've got that Mars in the 9th house and Neptune in the 9th house. I would say it's sort of becoming more confident about redeveloping, gaining clarity, because you're maybe coming out of that fog and becoming active to gain clarity around new beliefs and taking action around them. And then again, we get the Pluto in your 7th house, RX, retrograde, soul, deep soul searching, re-seeing, deep soul, like wanting what's in your soul, the truth, the soul truth in relationships. And then the North Node in your 12th house, because it's in the sign of Gemini, communication, projects, small businesses, spiritually aligned, channeling for that, exploring new spiritually in alignment ways to operate that are more aligned, even more spiritual than you already are, maybe. And again, that's an introspective time, so you're probably going inward because we've got these, all these retrograde, so there's an exploration of internal belief systems and stuff. This Sagittarius full new moon, the first eclipse, Sagittarius, June 6th, in your 6th house of day-to-day routines, health, work, maybe new work, maybe crisis as far as an old job going, new job coming in. Sagittarius energy is quite fast and rapid and passionate, and so maybe a rapid change in your day-to-day way of living because of an adventure, even maybe. And don't forget, 9th house is adventure. Spiritualism, travel, too. So we've got Mars in your 9th house, you might travel. You've got the South Node in your 9th house, too. Wait. We've got the North Node in let's see, go back for Cancer. The North Node is in your 12th house, so the South Node is going to be in your 6th. Sagittarius. So day-to-day release of ways of living on a day-to-day level, routines. And then we've got so your whole new way of living in a routine, because on the 1st, in the 20th, we got that full moon, we got that solar eclipse on the 22nd in your house. So that's going to be a whole, again, I don't know how that's going to change for you guys. It's something pretty big is going to change in the life of Cancer with all those planets, with that. It's an a culmination of the eclipse, Capricorn Cancer eclipse cycle, which ends June 20th. Okay, so let's see for the sign of Cancer what Spirit would like us to know. What clarity may we partake and give to the energy of Cancer and the planets in Cancer? Thank you, Spirit, for being with us. And because Cancer is the 4th house, we are going to chop the deck up 4 times. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It's beautiful weather here in California. And thank you, by the way, for watching and being here and for subscribing. If you would like to subscribe, thank you for subscribing if you have already. All right. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop-a-dee-boo. That's that travel card. Sunshine for Cancer. That's solar return. There's that water sign. Wow, that is so bizarre. That's the same card that hit for Gemini in that same spot. Wow. Whoa. Wallop. That's a big card to hit in the 11th spot. There's water sign feminine. All right. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take this deck and put this here. All right. So, Cancer. First thing out of the bat is breakthrough. Even though we've got you with your planets in the 12th house, and in the sun, summertime, we've got this period where when the solar return comes, I guess you're going to be sort of bursting out of the 12th house, you know, out of this sun in the 12th house energy. And then we get this sort of, you know, this is relationship. I mean, this is Venus in retrograde. Plus, don't forget, we've got Jupiter in your 7th house, RX. And then we've got this Venus RX in your 12th house, spiritual mate coming back. There we go. This is spiritual. This is a return of a love, no doubt about it. Coming in here, possible travel involved, a situation you didn't have much hope in anymore, you didn't think was going to give, you didn't think was going to be reciprocal. It was a lot of sadness around this. There's been decisions. This is a spiritual connection here. This is the Queen of Cups there in alignment. Negative thoughts around this. Karmic energy needed to be clearing. I suppose a lot of Cancer I know have Capricorn over your 7th house, so that does indicate a lot of karma clearing around relationships, making choices out of security choices, not being patient to wait for the divine love, true love. The man, look, he is a little bit out of alignment. We are talking about the month of June. So we're coming into the month of June with your solar return. Well, we're not really. We're coming into the month of June with the sun in Gemini, but you're getting ready for your solar return. So we've got kind of, I would say, let's take this to be at that point, mid-month, that we're getting this real explosion of something happening, that a decision has been made over a true love relationship that made you, that, in other words, at that period, I would say when that sun hits your solar return, I would say you're looking at a strong union situation here, and really a karmic having been cleared. End of karma. Look, end of karma. Ending. This is the Strength card, so this is Leo season even. But this would look like the masculine in this dynamic at the beginning of the month is to sort of hang in there. They're developing some sort of strength. I'm trying to decide what part of the month is. See, Sun. I would say you're definitely looking at progress in June in your divine relationship. You're definitely in the spot of knowing. I would say that karma is cleared. There are some sensitive issues being worked through still, but there's definitely a shift to a place of knowing that there's some. In other words, the karma is definitely cleared and over around a divine partnership, because, you know, don't forget, this is this big Pluto lesson. Pluto is in your 7th house, so some deep fears around relationships are really being cleared right now for Cancer. Fears of not, basically, if you have Capricorn over your 7th house, you're learning to not make God, your relationship, God, that there is a God, that we don't have to hold on to relationships for our survival, right? So there is a divine that is overseeing your survival, and that is what that is the alignment the Cancer feminine is hitting. Look how the light is hitting my hand. That there is an awareness of the divine light in the picture for their survival, protection, that their work and their security is divinely based. Ending that negativity that created codependent attachment to relationships, pulling away from, again, sadness around restoring. I guess there's apologies or sadness or still some clearing in this June month, you know, with this eclipse, clearing up the sadness, really ending the negativity in order for things to sort of, you know, to happen very rapidly, I would say. Very close to achieving your goals. So I would say don't let the past hold you back. Believe in the impossible. Let's pull one more. There's decisions being made. There's strength being developed. There's in alignment. I would say there is union right there. Possibly, I would say by your commitment is being tested. So there's working through some fears, okay? And releasing the negativity. That's what's hitting right here. Well, what else? We're on a roll. What else, Cancer? For Cancer. Show the world the real you. So what Cancer are really clearing is last sort of residue fears, because if you're afraid that the relationship is your security, then you're afraid to lose the relationship. So Cancer developing an ability to not be afraid to lose the relationship, and being them, showing the world the real you, trusting that there's a divine that keeps you in an abundant security. Your divine nature, your higher self. You have a higher self that, whether you believe in God or not, there's a divine version of you. Your soul's higher level is always looking out for you, always making your subconscious is always making choices for you, whether you know it or not. And it actually does kind of have your back. Even sometimes there's crisis, but if a crisis occurs, it's, it doesn't look too bad crisis wise. I'm not getting a Tower. It says a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. That is the eclipse. That's that. So I would say, let's pull just for fun. What will happen? We've got my love deck here. What will happen on this full moon eclipse in Cancer for Cancer, please? Not the right time. I don't know what that's saying. What else? Perfect timing. So that's interesting. Something that hasn't been ready yet is now ready, and that is the there has been improvement in health in that picture, right? So abundance, nice, and to free yourself. It's like that karma is cleared. Yes. So looks good, Cancer. So be patient, I guess, at the beginning of June, but I would say at the beginning of June things look pretty strong right from the get-go. There's just a certain amount of trust, but you're staying in alignment, spiritually aligned. You've released your karma attachment to this relationships. All right, Cancer, yes. Yes, double yes. Cool. Healing family issues, taking action. Looks good, Cancer. All right, thank you so much for watching. Namaste.